Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's get some insight into what's going on in your twin flame connection. What are the energies surrounding your connection? And then we'll get some guidance from the universe, messages for you regarding your connection. Can you please gain some insight to what the heck's going on in your twin flame connection? Sorry about the glare. I have two cameras on just in case one of them as a backup. Okay. So what I'm picking up here is you're feeling rejected by your twin flame. You're carrying a lot of heavy emotion regarding this. It's bringing up a lot of sadness. And so you may not have been hearing from your twin flame. They may not be reaching out to you at this time. But emotionally, it's very painful. It's what I'm getting from this Two of Swords. You feel like you're being stabbed in the heart, and you feel like you've been stabbed in the back. There's two swords in right now. So I get that it's very painful for you at this time. You're looking at your twin flame like they may be untrustworthy, like you're sensing that they're hiding something from you, or they're not to be trusted. So these are all emotions that are being triggered from your past relationships, as well as your child in your childhood. You picked up these feelings from what was happening around you. You saw how relationships can be very painful, can hurt a lot, and your heart was broken as well as a child. So your twin flame connection, your twin flame is actually mirroring that pain that we carry inside from being betrayed, feeling betrayed as a child. So emotionally, it's not been a very easy time for you. And you feel like your twin flame has excuse me, turned their back on you. Almost like you feel like you're no longer a priority. So oftentimes as children, we experience these feelings of one of our parents or both of our parents being busy at work, being busy with their career, not being present, not being home, not giving us the attention that we need from, as children. So this pain again is sitting within us, and because our twin flame is a mirror, our twin flame mirrors all the wounds that are still festering inside of us. Oftentimes our inner child holds on to these emotions because they're like security blanket. When we're so accustomed to feeling a certain way, our inner child holds on to them for security, for comfort, especially in times of pain, of great change, of enormous stress. The inner child holds on to what's familiar, especially because of what's going on in the world. There are so many changes. There's fear running rampant. There's fear, messages of fear all over the planet. It's very understandable how our inner child will hold on to something that's familiar, even if it's toxic, even if it's not healthy for us. So this is what the inner child is experiencing. And it is in the form of our twin flame connection and what we perceive our twin flame is doing to us. I'm getting from this card that the universe tends to give us messages through dreams, symbols, um, messages that really just stand out in songs we hear, in what we're watching, what we're reading. Something resonates, and it's the universe bringing us messages regarding our twin flame, saying they're the one. And you're like, this can't be real. I'm just making this up. However, it is what the universe is saying. The universe is pointing to your twin flame, shining light on something. And we tend to deny this because we're like, no way. I feel hurt and rejected. There's no way that the universe is going to keep pointing to them. But that's how, I want to say, that's how messed up it is. It's like, as much as it's hurting and painful, the universe is still saying they're the one. They're the one. And the universe is giving you these messages because, and it resonates because that's what you feel deep within. You already know. And our ego will tend to deny this because we don't want to be in a vulnerable position of being hurt and being wounded and being constantly rejected. But in reality, the universe is showing us that they are our twin flame, and it's also the universe's way, spirit's way of showing us and uncovering the wounds and the pains within us that need to be healed. So it's almost like the universe is trying to give you these messages in a gentle way. However, we see them as, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. So we tend to be in denial. Yeah, so I had a feeling that my other camera was gonna get messed up. So I wanted to try to record from this other phone because it's hooked up to the mic, so I apologize for that. Okay, so this card is the 10 of Cups. So this is a very positive card. This is a card of happily ever after, of your wishes coming true. This is a union card. So for many of us, as painful as it may seem right now, happily ever after is on its way to you if you haven't already experienced this with your twin flame. And most times, the happily ever after is more like something amazing happening to you in another area of your life. So it could be with work, it could be with finances, it could be, getting that promotion, it could be getting approved for something, it could be moving, it could be, making amends with someone in the family. This could be happier relationships in general. This happily ever after is in another area of life, but will spill over into your twin flame connection, as it must. In order for us to attract our twin flame, we must be in a place of joy and happiness in order to really receive this happily ever after. So believe in this happily ever after, because when we have any type of doubt, then we are actually blocking our blessings from coming in. Okay. So let's see where our twin flame is at. Where is our twin flame at? Okay. So this says, I want to give you what you deserve. I want to give you what you deserve. So this is indicating that they're really not in a position where they can give you what you deserve. They want to be, they want to give you what you deserve. And this also is an indication that that they don't feel worthy, that they don't feel deserving of your, they don't feel deserving of you. They feel like they can't give you what you need. So they're still working on feeling really good about themselves. And so this is a time for us to really work on feeling good about ourselves as well, so we can be a match. So this says, I'm thankful. Is that what that says? I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, okay, I'm thankful. So they're thankful for your connection, because even if they're not consciously saying like thank you, their higher self is grateful for the experience, for the learning and the growth and the tough lessons that they are now being opened up to. Looking at themselves, looking at ourselves is never easy, and it's somewhat of a, difficult process. But their higher selves are very thankful for what they are learning, for what they are having to face, and what they are having to heal in their lives. I'm in my truth. So this is a really positive indication that they are willing to look at the truth of themselves, how they're being in this connection. They're being able to look at themselves and say, this is what I need to work on. This is, what I want to change. This is how I want to improve myself. So they are really able now to look at the truth of who they want to be in the world, and when they want to um, express themselves as their higher selves, then that brings us into alignment with one another. So we must also practice being in our higher selves. So what does that mean? That means being in our own truth, being in integrity in every area of life, focusing equal amount of attention on health, on finances, on relationship, on career, on well-being, on our families. So it's about having well-being and optimum health in every level, because as we do that, we come into alignment with ourselves, therefore coming into alignment with our twin flame. So that's awesome. I feel scared of this connection. Yeah. Imagine feeling these intense feelings of attraction and feeling like so alive that you never thought you could feel with another person. This person awakens you to a passion that you didn't even know was possible, that you didn't even know could exist. And then along with that comes intense feelings of not so great feelings, intense anger, intense sadness, intense feelings of fear of being abandoned, fear of rejection. Along with the amazing feelings comes not the not so amazing feelings. So it's scary. And where your twin flame is at is this connection does feel scary because of the intensity of the emotion. Imagine in all previous relationships, you were just okay coasting. I mean, heartbreak here and there. But in this connection, the feelings are like magnified. They're magnified, they are more intense. You can't run away from them as easily as we used to be. It's like right in your face. So there's reason to feel this fear of this connection. So this is beautiful. This says, I want reunion. Let me just make sure that that's what it says. Yes, they do. But it's very conflicting because they're scared. So when we fear something, we can still want it. But because we fear it, we're not going to actively fight for it. We're not going to make the grand gesture of getting our twin flame back because there's all this fear that we have to release. And these fears are exactly false evidence appearing real. They're not real, but we accept them as real because they are a thought pattern that we've adopted from our childhood. There are these energies that are within us that stem from past relationships and past lives. When we don't clear these energies, because most times we don't know how, we don't even know that they're there. But when these energies are within us, we attract the situation that match that energy. So when we are in this, when we have this energy of betrayal or heartbreak or loss, we carry that within us energetically throughout every lifetime. And because that energy is there, it's a magnet that attracts more situations of, whatever, rejection, abandonment, loss, betrayal. So it tends to play out as a broken record or like as this annoying pattern that just happens continuously because sometimes we're not even aware. For those of us who know the movie Groundhog Day, it's like the same thing repeats itself over and over and over. And until we really get that, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in this pattern, we tend to just live in this energy, live in this pattern. So we must release or interrupt this pattern so that it no longer has an effect on our lives or our twin flame connection. So this is beautiful because they do want reunion. They do want this happily ever after. They're just scared. And twin flames are mirrors. So if they're scared, that means we also have fear within us of this connection. We fear the consequences of coming together. We fear, okay, what does that actually mean? What actually has to happen in order for us to be together? There's fear with that. There's fear of change. There's fear of being judged. There's fear of not being accepted. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we are also fearing. So we must learn to not blame our twin flame. We must take responsibility for what we are experiencing, for what we are creating from the energy that we hold within us. And how do we know that energy is there? We look at all areas of our lives and see which ones are out of balance, which ones aren't working. That's how we know that we are creating more of what we don't want from the energy of what we're holding within us. Okay. So, what does your twin flame want you to know? What does your twin flame want you to know? What does your twin flame want you to know? So let's see, we're at 20 minutes. Okay. Wish fulfillment. They want you to know that when things were going well between both of you and things were harmonious, which is typically at the beginning of this stage, like the honeymoon phase, they still have that in mind, the happily ever after. They do, because they saw a glimpse of it when you were together. They saw this possibility of, oh my gosh, there's a possibility that I can be with this person, for a long time, that I can experience these feelings of love and joy and affinity and harmony. They saw this glimpse with you, and you saw this glimpse with them. So they do want this with you. Okay, so this was in reverse. So this is, I want to say that the energy that had a hold on them, whether it was a third party person or like a situation where it prevented them from being with you. This could be their own personal situation. It could be health. It could be their financial situation. It could be family. It could be obligation, responsibility, another person, work, career, whatever the case is. It has less of a hold on them, which is great news, because they are working through things. The energies are helping them to work through the situation so that it no longer has a hold over them. That's like the best news ever. Okay, I gotta see if these are okay. I don't want to say they're all in reverse, but that's how I picked that one up. So they are faced with a choice, and I want to say that their choices, no matter if right now they're not choosing you or the connection full on, that whatever they're choosing now are the choices that will lead up to this union, this happily ever after. So not to be, not to believe in the illusion of not being chosen, because they have to make other choices in their lives in order to come back. So they have to choose health. They have to choose finances. They have to choose making peace within themselves and their family. They have to choose to learn how to fill their own cup of love. And all those choices will lead them back, because it's like, I want to say like chess, but I don't know if that really applies. But like they have to make these strategic movements, even though they don't make sense to us. But in the higher scheme of things, their higher self, the universe, is directing them to make certain choices, even though they don't make sense, but it makes sense on their path, on their growth, on their healing journey. So not to take it personally when they're not really choosing you or the connection. Their hearts are choosing you, their souls are choosing you, their actions are choosing what they need to choose on their path at this time. Ace of Pentacles. So new beginning for them. A lot of them may be choosing to distract themselves with, okay, finances, career, how to make more money, how to be more successful. So it's a great distraction from all this emotional stuff. So they're choosing to work on this. They're choosing to begin new things, really buckle down and focus on what they need to do to make themselves feel better. So if that's finances, if that's work, but this is like a new beginning for them. And it's them beginning something that brings them fulfillment, which again is necessary in order for twin flames to become in alignment once again. King of Wands. Yeah, so they're really focusing on being this king, being in this king energy with, I want to say, with more passion, something that lights their fire. They're wanting to step into their power, to have more control on something that they feel that they can have more control over. So, work, projects, finances, career, things that they can really see and make a difference in. The Sun card, my favorite card. So again, all of these things are for this happily ever after. They want fulfillment in every area of life, and they do want it in areas of not just finance and not just the physical things, but in their emotions, in their heart. So this is like happily ever after. And when they, like, the journey will always lead them back to their heart. The journey will lead them back to union and connection. So think of them as going off, finding what they need, finding themselves, finding what they need to do, finding their purpose, being in integrity with who they are. And again, that path leads back to union. So not to worry. And if anything, this card can give you like peace of mind that no matter which direction they are going on their path, it eventually leads back to you, because you are home. You are, like, I don't want to say the final destination, but your paths will cross again when you're both in alignment. So as much as this is showing what they're up to, this is also mirroring where you are in your life. So it's a very good thing that both parties are working on going in the same direction of moving forward in every area of life. Great news. Love this card. And the fact that it came up with this as well is amazing. Okay. So let's just have a look at what blocks need to be released from within this connection. What blocks need to be released from this connection to clear the way for true love and true happiness? What blocks need to be cleared on their part? What blocks need to be cleared from our twin flame in order to clear the pathway to union and true love and true happiness? I am attracted to you. Okay, so what I'm getting from this card is that when you were together, you were like magnets, and this attraction was obviously physical, but also they were attracted to your energy that you hold within. So all the good stuff you have within you, they're attracted to, but they're also attracted to the not so great stuff, like the wounds and the pain. That's what twin flames do. You share similar wounds. You share similar pain, because that's why you have come together in this lifetime to help each other release these pains and wounds. You agreed to help heal one another, help show each other what needs to be released. So there's still a lot of pain within them and pain within you because you still feel this pain when it comes to your connection. You feel rejected, abandoned. We feel like we're not being made priority. We're feeling like chopped liver. We're feeling like they don't care. When, yes, that's how it appears, but it's because we are attracting that in the connection. So the fact that this pain is telling us that that's what needs to be released. I do miss you. When we're in this vibration of always missing our twin flame, we not only create more of that because we're focused on the lack of it, but we're not focused on what we are meant to do on this planet, and that is be in our life's purpose, help one another, help other twin flames, help other people through our gifts and talents and our own experiences in order to uplift the planet. So when we're too focused on that, we're not focused on life purpose. So that is what needs to be released, is this pain and sadness of loss. Again, this stems from past life as well as childhood. So that sadness, loneliness needs to be released as well. I am moving on. I'm much happier. So they fear, as well as we fear, our twin flame moving on with someone else and being happier without us. Like that is like the biggest fear that twin flames have. It's like, how can they possibly move on and be happier when I feel like this? It may seem like they're moving on, but they still carry the same feelings that you do. Again, twin flames are mirrors, and despite what they're doing and showing you, they do feel the same in their heart. So I'm just distracted by these two squirrels on a tree. Like one's this way, one's this way, and they're like playing, they're like pawing each other, and I'm just like, it must be a sign from the universe. Like union, connection, being playful. It's really cute, and it's so distracting. I want our connection.